What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, these guys are still going hard at the garden over there. So, in the last video, guys, we buttoned up a ton of stuff with the all-wheel drive CRX new engine. We got the Type R pulled out on the engine stand, ready for fabrication. We have the new LSV Tech installed, and everything is pretty much ready to rock and roll, other than fluids, which I got this morning, and one coolant line, which I picked up, like literally I forgot, and then I had to go back to the auto parts store and grab a 5/16 coolant line so we can connect this guy to the back of the idle air control valve. So before I get started with the downpipe mod for the new turbo setup, right, we're gonna try to get this car to turn on. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna hook up that coolant line, and then I'm pretty much gonna fill up the fluid right here. If you guys don't know, the CRV transmission has a little fill hole right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Focus. There it is. And then I'm gonna run Rotella 1540. I've ran it plenty of times before. No issues. Does great. And it's cheap enough to change when you change out spark plugs, or even at 1,000 miles or before events. That will work perfectly fine. I don't want to blabber around too much, guys. Let's get started. 17. 17. Now it's important to make sure your axles are completely in and your drain bolt is tightened. I always put about half, and then I go and double check underneath, make sure everything's good and dandy, and fill away. And go ahead and double check. This is 1 gallon, 3.7 liter. I bought 1 extra quart just in case, because you gotta remember that you got a turbo that's gonna need oil, return line, feed line, let me put this on a tripod real quick. Prime. One more time. I don't smell any gas. Weird noise. Well, that didn't struggle at all. That's working out perfect. Hell yeah. Man, so on the gauge it showed under half, like normal, And then when I hit the Bluetooth on my phone to see what the car was actually reading, it was like 205. And the bottom hose was still cold. And then it got to 211, 219, 223 through a mysterious check engine light code 11, which is, you know, excessive temp, whatever. You know, it throws this weird check engine light that tells you that the car is hot. And that's what the car was doing. When the temperature on my phone got to like 225, thermostat finally opened, and then all of the coolant just started, like, you know, sucking down, and then it like rapidly dropped from 225 to like it was like 198, right? And mind you, it's sitting still right here. It's gonna be hot, but if the car was moving, it'll probably like temp normally at 185-ish or something like that, because this car didn't have a overheating issue before. But we finally got both the hoses super hot. The coolant system burped out. I had it idling for like 35 minutes, revving it up and down, 2,000 RPMs, the whole process. But I think it's good now. So that took a while, but let's get to the downpipe, guys. So I'm looking at my downpipe and just going based off the radiator to the valve cover or the cylinder head, right? Use a measuring tape, just trying to figure out where does a radiator land, like using my imaginations, where it would land here. I know it was super close to the dump tube, right? It was like right here somewhere, and I don't know, it seems to be really tight. So that means I got to make this a really sharp 90, and it's going to be easier for me because it's a V-bend. Now the old downpipe with this guy right here, you can see it comes right off the turbo, like literally 90 right away, and then it clears the radiator because it's a 2.5, but we're doing a full 3 now, and I feel like we're going to cut really close. But Kel hooked it up with all those pies to give it a like angle backward right off the V-band, so literally just back, and then we'll figure out how we're going to go underneath. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the V-band, and I'm going to cut it, you know, as straight as possible but close to the V-band as possible, so that way we can try to get the bend as tight as possible. Now, because all of those material are brand new, at least this half is, because to save a little cost, I have a flex pipe right there that's not destroyed, and that's my old downpipe, and I have flanges and everything right here I could use. But at least this front half is going to be brand new, and this piece that I just cut off, I scrubbed it with a wire wheel with some purple cleaner, and then I did Scotch-Brite. This is the red pad, and scuffed it up as much as I could to get it to be, I mean, as clean as I can. And you can see the difference with the old material. The top half, this is the bottom half of the downpipe. It's a lot cleaner. Hopefully this is not going to give me like crazy contamination, and I got it as flat as I could, so gapless as possible is best, and I think we're looking good. So I'm gonna go ahead and just mock up some of these pies and see if I can try to clock it as close, as tight, and away from the radiator visually as possible. So because this is super hard to kind of visualize it without it being inside the car, I'm gonna try to tuck it as close towards the block as possible and come out of the turbo, angle it, you know, backward as close as possible. And the goal is to try to keep it within the wastegate dump, right? Because if it clears the wastegate dump, it's going to clear the radiator. So I'm going to go ahead and put this guy back in real quick, leave it nice and loose. Oop, too tight, like so. This is going to take some time because there's so many pies I got to hold in one hand. So Orderly. Something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and secure these some way somehow, and then show you guys what I come up with. I've made this twice now. Both times didn't work. So what I did was I took a cardboard and I traced out like a template of the radiator, the fan, the angles, and 3 1/8 from the fan to this tab right here, right? And then I transferred it over, cut it out. So this tip right here is the corner of this tab right there. So just imagine this being the radiator, this is the fan, and this is the space I have before the block. So if I put this to the tip of this guy, I'm hitting right there. So that means I need to clock this downpipe much more sharper, more tighter this way before going down, and then I'll worry about the bottom after. So again, shout out to Kel because he gave me a bunch of pies to make a real tight 90 or whatever bend that I need to clear the fan right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and attempt this number 3 now, and hopefully it's the last time. Guys, mocking up a downpipe shouldn't have taken this long, but EF owner, you guys know when you guys go top mount ram horn, even a simple turbo kit, it's a tight fit. So I spent, man, maybe an hour and a half since the last clip really mocking up these pie cuts. But if you guys see it right here, everything's tacked up, everything seems to clear the cardboard, right? Oh, you guys can't really see that, but let me see. Yeah, you can see the cutout on the cardboard. We are definitely cleared, and it's all tacked up except the bottom one. And I'll probably do this part last after I weld up all of the pies there. And if you can see right here with that mark that I made, we are pointing back where we want to go. So what I'm doing is I'm pointing as close this way to the pan as possible, because the transfer case sits, I counted 1, 2 and a half. Transfer case sits about right here. So the goal is to point this pipe as close to this pan as possible, and we'll finish the rest of the downpipe once we have all of this installed in the car, so we can make it clear the transfer case accordingly. So I'm gonna go ahead and just weld this up for tonight, and I'll do the downpipe right here once everything here is done. Hopefully I'm crossing fingers I have enough gas. I don't have that much gas, and forgot to go fill it up for the weekend, and they're not open on the weekend. So yeah, I'm gonna do what I can, guys. I'm mad, yo. So I was welding, right? Laying some dimes, or at least I think they're dimes, and I was just like hovering the torch over the welds while the post flow does its job, and this sucker decided just want to slide off my torch and destroyed it. So that's my FUPA 12, and lucky for me, I have the ceramic one because when I bought it, I bought the pair, and probably gonna have to buy some more later just in case. But this one's pretty good. So hopefully we're gonna be good. So I'm using lock wire from Harbor Freight, 041 stainless steel lock wire. This is 1 pound, and I've been using this to weld all of my downpipes or anything that I'm TIGging. And check it out, looks pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it looks good to me. It's good enough for me. There's definitely room for improvement, but you know what I'm saying. I do what I can as of right now, and you know, when I have time, I go online and do some more research and try to better myself. So ran out of wire, so I'm just pretty much pulling these out of the spool, straightening them out, clean them up, and we're going to continue welding. And I'm gonna try to finish this up at least tonight. We're a little over halfway through, and I'm probably gonna attach this as well too, weld this to here. So yeah, I'm gonna feed my cat real quick, and I'm gonna continue. And just like that, we're back here in the garage, guys. So I was chilling with BRFITTINGS Fitting, Brian. He came over here to drop off some parts for AWD CRX, and I was chilling with my buddy George. He came by here to kind of sort out his VTEC issue, because it'll come on and then it wouldn't work, and then it'll come on and then it wouldn't work. So yeah, last night, guys, we finished the downpipe, and it looks freaking awesome. I mean, I think it looks good to me. It goes down. I connected the bottom piece, pointed towards the driver's side to make sure we clear the transfer case, and that is all welded up. So I am not able to do the back half just yet until we get all this installed into the car, so we know where the flex and the flanges will land. But I think that's as far as the fabrication of this video goes. I may be having a car coming in tomorrow or the next 2 days or so, so I don't want this car to be on jack stands. I'm still missing a lot of stuff from my turbo kit anyway, so I don't want to put it on and then still be out of commission. So I'm probably just going to slap the wheels back on, get this car back on the floor, drive it all motor, make sure everything's good and dandy, so that way the car is mobile, so that way we can just drive it off over there and then bring the other cars here on board these next couple of days. So yes, that means this is going to be the end of the video, but before we end this video, we got 2 packages I want to open real quick. First package, surprisingly, came pretty fast. So this is the K-Tuned intake air temp sensor adapter. It has a weld-on bung right here to put onto your intake or charge pipe, and then this screws into that. This piece comes off. IAT sensor goes in, this screws it in place, and it gets locked in. Now you can use a rubber grommet from like Home Depot and then stick the IAT sensor, but if you're boosted, you don't want to go popping off, so this is more practical. I have this on the wagon, so I ordered one for the KRX. That's going to be in a future fabrication video for an intake, which I don't even think it needs much fabrication. It just needs to be welded on a 90 pipe, and that'll be my intake. This package came in 2 days ago, and if you guys have seen an earlier video, you guys know that S1 Built came over here and visited us here at the house since they were vacationing in San Francisco, and we talked. We got some things cooking up here real soon, and when they got back to Florida, which is where they're from, they sent out a care package for me. So shout out to S1 Built. Thank you guys for the sweater. This is a sick color. It's one of my favorites. It's like an OD green. A lot of my airsoft gears are OD green, and I actually like the way this feels. It's really soft. And they hooked it up with one sweater, t-shirt, and another t-shirt. Sick. Look at that. We got the S1 built sticker and a hook thing. This is sick. Big shout out to S1 Built for the care package. We definitely have something cooking up for you guys, and it's gonna come here real soon. I'll announce it a little bit later, but if you guys want to go check out their channel, S1 Built, be sure to head over there. Check out some of the videos. They talk a lot about their products. They offer a lot of all-wheel drive stuff to the community, so be sure to check out the link in the description below as well too. Shoot them a follow on Instagram, and that is pretty much going to be the end of this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the progress update on the all-wheel drive CRX. We are getting close to being back to boosted, and if you guys want to see this car back in action, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.